Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be covering two different topics and showing it into one video, a 2-for-1 even. Basically, I wound up ordering myself this not too long ago. It just got delivered this week, and I wanted to share what new toy I bought for myself. But once you find out what this new toy is, it's totally going to relate to what's underneath here. So yeah, let's just get the box open. My order came in from MCS US into Canada, which actually wasn't too painful. Got here really quick, surprisingly. But anyways, all right, battling knife open. Sharp knife. Yep, sharp knife. Okay, open this guy up. Coupon. Pistel parts. Pistel X68 parts. Yay. Okay. Unwrap this guy. And as soon as I move this bubble wrap, I'm sure you're going to be able to tell what it is. Yay. I got myself a T16. Made by Legacy Tactical. Figured it was time to get one of the new toys. So why not? So my game plan basically is I'm going to tear apart this guy. I will then compare parts, because I know a lot of people have questions, to the T6 to the T15 parts. I am going to tear this guy apart and then basically see if I can find and compare most of the major components to see what's changed and what's not, and that way I learn something and you guys learn something. Maybe there's something more that hasn't already been shared that we can find to see the differences. Anyways, okay, box, go. You know what? I think I am going to, at this point, pause the video for 2 seconds, and I'm back. And I didn't take it apart. I was just thinking, like, just as I was ready to do the teardown of the marker, maybe you haven't seen this marker being taken apart. Maybe I should show you while I'm doing the comparison. So, I mean, for educational purposes, of course, I will actually show you guys the teardown in case you don't know how to tear it down, and then do a quick comparison to the T15 parts, okay? So first off, what are we going to do? We're going to separate the upper receiver from the lower receiver. How do we do that? By pushing out these two cross pins. Now, before you start pushing out these two cross pins, put it into semi. Pull the trigger just to decock the marker in case it is cocked. If it is cocked, it's spring-loaded. It's a spring-loaded bolt. There's a chance it might shoot at the back. You don't really want that to happen because that can make a mess and make your marker not worky. Okay, let's push out those cross pins. I am going to use the rounded edge of my Allen key so it doesn't mark up the screw too much. Do that for both sides. And then you can separate the upper and lower receivers. Okay, let's tear apart the upper first. I'm not taking off that dust cover because that spring is not fun. And I don't think there's too much of a reason to take it off. I can show you changes that I'm aware of without taking it off. Here's the new barrel sleeve, bolt sleeve, barrel adapter, I guess. That's with the T16 to take out the back bolt. Push, turn, pull this guy out. Ooh, that's a different color spring. Okay, pull out the bolt. Set those guys there. Now for the lower receiver, I don't have a full auto First Strike kit anymore, so I don't really have that to compare to. I really don't think there would be any changes there as it is. There might be a little bit of a change in the sear, but I'm not too sure. I don't think there is. That would be really hard for me to show you. Oh, and by the way, if you're curious, 316 Allen key for that top screw to remove the barrel adapter. I forgot to mention that. So I'm going to show you the air pathway that goes through the actual body itself. I think that's the biggest change area. As far as I know, nothing else has really changed. Hey guys, just as I'm editing the video, I noticed I made a little bit of a boo-boo when it came to the Legacy full auto trigger assembly. While I don't think there are any changes in the semi-auto version, there is a difference between the Legacy T16 full auto kit and the First Strike T15 full auto kit. That change being the rate of fire screw. In the Legacy kit, they wound up putting in a coarser threaded screw so that when you change the rate of fire, you actually have to like turn it by at least a quarter turn to make any kind of significant change to the rate of fire. Whereas with the T15 version, it was really finicky. It was really like minute adjustments just to get a couple balls per second difference. That 1/16th, 1/8 of a turn made a big difference in the full auto kit in the First Strike. Whereas the Legacy, it's like I said, quarter turn before you start seeing any kind of significance. Anyways, before I babble some more, I am going to end this and let you guys watch the rest of the video. Cheers. So, okay, I am going to grab, I'm pretty sure this is a 332 Allen key. Actually, no, it's not a 332. I'm going to have to take a regular smaller Allen key that will fit into this small hole. There's a little push pin in there. You need to push that push pin down and grab the upper manifold to remove it. Could be a little tricky. Sometimes they're super snug, sometimes they're not so super snug. I'm hoping for the latter of the two, but I know my luck. So, push down on that push pin as best you can with that Allen key and start wiggling. And praying, apparently. Wow, this one's... There we go. Huh. Pull it while you're pushing down the push pin, and then it pops out. Okay, set that guy aside. Now, down here, this is where you're going to need your 332 Allen key. 2 screws and a cross pin need to be removed. That releases this plate that holds down the valve pin. And there's also a spring underneath, obviously, because you can tell it's springy, and a little silver ring that holds the valve pin in place and creates the seal. So, let's see, eeny, meeny, miny. It really doesn't matter which one you do so much, whether it be the cross pin pushing through or the 2 screws. Yeah, you know what? Let's do the cross pin first. They have little detents, like little dents in them. That's where you put your Allen key to push through, and it should technically come right out. Now, when you reinsert, I'll tell you, because I may not reassemble the marker for you. Here, you'll see this little ball, spring-loaded ball bearing in there. When you reassemble, put the ball bearing on the right side part of the body, and then you'll be able to push through that way. The ball bearing acts like a lock in the lower part of the body. If you go the opposite way, you're basically trying to push that ball bearing through a whole bunch of metal that you don't want to damage. Easier just to go this way. All right, next, 332 Allen key, remove these 2 screws. While you are removing them, I like to put my thumb on top of this because it is spring-loaded underneath. You don't want it shooting off somewhere and losing bits, right? So remove the 2 screws. There's 1. There's 2. Loose and out. Now, here comes the valve pin and the assembly below it. Valve pin plate, lower manifold. There's a silver ring, that's the silver ring I was talking about that holds the valve pin in place. And here's basically the body or the heart of the T15, the valve pin. And its spring. Underneath there is an air chamber. There is a small little pipe that goes to the back, winds up coming in and meets another black pipe that goes to the back part of the ASA. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's no changes in that. And I have other videos that show how to take that out as well. So really, I just will put that down and carry forward. Okay, let's start off with the upper body. Upper body, the biggest change that I know of on this guy, outside of the nice little labeling, is the dust cover. This dust cover doesn't have a hole. It doesn't have a feed port like the T15 had. It's been eliminated. It's been removed. You can even see there's no more little slot for the hook thingy for the hopper adapter. It's now just a closed entity, which, I mean, I never used it. I used a hopper on a T15. That kind of defeats the point. But yeah, that's the biggest change. Bolt sleeve is the same from the looks of it. It still has the cup and screw sort of fastening. And I don't see any difference in the sleeve itself for shape or whatnot. So that seems to be... Oh, there was one other change. Let me see if I can get this in frame. I will probably take a picture and just show you. But the J channel in the back, that the back cap this guy hooks into, is different. The newer version, the T16, has a deeper, deeper in this way, J channel. This one's a little bit more shallower. I do notice that the piece of metal right there, where the pin actually hooks into, is the same thickness this way, if you want to call it that way. I don't know if that's something to be concerned about. I guess time will tell. But it's nicer to see the deeper J channel for sure. Okay. Get those aside. Let's go to the bolt next. So, and this one looks like the full auto bolt, so let's start with that. It's basically essentially the same. The only thing I think that was done different is the profile of the tip was changed. And just looking at it, not too sure if you can see that, but the new T16 bolt, the slope or angle of that tip seems to be more of an angle. It goes more towards center, where the T15 goes a little bit more vertical, whatever. There's more angle in this guy, probably to help with feeding first strikes and shooting them. Yeah, so that's about it. I mean, semi-wise, I mean, obviously they're two totally different bolts, but yeah, anyways, okay. Next, spring. I've heard through other videos and through conversation, the spring is supposed to be way tougher, way harder. It's used the kind of material that doesn't like to move or lose its springiness over time. These guys were notorious that if you left it cocked, or even after using it a lot, they sort of lost their original spring to life, if you want to call it that. This stuff's supposed to be better, more robust, they work better. All right, next, back caps. I don't think the back caps are actually any different. They seem to be, they are the same length. Nothing new for that. Let's try the rubber bumper, because I know those were changed a little bit in the T15 era. Let's see if the T16's changed anything. And yeah, definitely. Sorry, this guy's really chewed up. It's time to toss it. There is a difference in height, in thickness of the actual bumper. I want to say that the new one is at least 2 to 3 millimeters thicker than the old style one. It's kind of interesting. All right, put that back so I don't mix it up. Next, the long-awaited barrel adapter that comes with the marker itself. Made out of aluminum. It's got the little nubbins. Let's see. Zoom in there for you, if that helps you at all. All right, those nubbins are held in with a C-clamp of sorts. I'm not too sure. I haven't taken that guy apart, obviously, yet. Hopefully, it's made out of a material that doesn't get affected by moisture. Hopefully, it won't rust, is what I'm trying to get at. Other than that, looks interesting, looks pretty neat. There's definitely the option to have different threaded adapters if you don't happen to have autococker threaded barrels. I'm sure that A5 versions can get released or made up at some point if there is a demand for it. If it's something you guys want, you definitely got to let them know to make sure that they want to do it, because people need it. All right, upper manifolds. Let's do this guy next. Anything noticeably different? Not a ton, honestly. Looks pretty much the same. I do notice that the recock holes right there and right there are different sized. This guy's smaller, this guy's larger. Let me see if I can bring this in closer to you. If not, I will just post up a quick snippet of a picture. Smaller, larger. Outside of that, I guess with this being smaller, it helps decrease the pinch that always seemed to happen by the recock screw. The T15s were notorious for that pinch to kind of go into the recock area and make a muck of things sometimes. All right, next up, let's do the plate. I think the plate is pretty straightforward. This is the valve pin plate, I call it, or lower manifold, I guess, too. I think, maybe. Can't remember. No, I don't think there's any changes on that guy. The screws holding it down, still the same stuff. Sail is still the same length. I think I would have liked to see these guys a little bit longer, just because of previous generations on the T15 had issues with the shorter screws because it would strip out. And then if you had longer screws, you were able to catch some of the extra tapping that was in the screw hole further down, but that's just a different story. Okay, next, valve pin seat ring. Well, this is kind of interesting. I'd swear this is like the old style, like the original first batch one. It's definitely shallower. It's not as tall. It's got a different setup underneath, like the conage is different, and yeah, it's interesting. I wonder how that's going to play out. Hopefully well. Next, let's do the valve pin itself. All right. I originally thought the tip was a little bit reshaped and redone. It doesn't look like it has been now. But looking at it, obviously, you see the O-ring on the T16 in my left hand. That's supposed to help with efficiency and air isolation. Let me have a quick look at the bottom. I want to say the only thing I can see potentially is the black O-ring. Has a little bit of a different shape to it. There might be actually, and maybe potentially more black O-ring. Maybe I'm just seeing things. There's definitely been a change of sorts. I hope those two things I'm thinking are right, but yeah, definitely a change there too. All right, next up, let's do, springs are different. Here's the old valve pin spring. Here's the new one. This guy's stiffer too, for sure. This guy's like super spongy. This guy's like actually got some heft to it. I'm gonna, with that said, I'm gonna assume that this is maybe a different material, stronger material as well, since they did the same thing for the bolt spring. But that's different. All right, what else can I say? What else is there? I think that's like the bulk of it. I mean, lower body-wise, pretty sure that they're, except for the tagging, like the branding and whatnot, is the same. Oh, wait. That's right. Trigger guard. You know how on the T15, everybody always hated this stuff to be there? The whole legal matter of serial numbers and whatnot. Pretty sure that all got moved down here. This is not a toy. I like that. That's actually really good spot. Can't say that's anything bad. Good job. All right. Is there anything else? Plastic. No, I think that's it. Like, and honestly, I may have missed a couple of things. There may be things that weren't either brought to my attention or I looked at or knew, or, I mean, most of this I'm just doing with you now for the first time, but I mean, you always hear a little bit of, you know, information online from other people, what they hear of. But anyways, all right. That's about it, I guess. I really hope this is informationally a bonus for you guys. I hope it helped you out in some shape or form, and if it's helping you make a decision whether or not to pick up the new T16, hopefully this contributes to your decision in a positive way, of course. If you have any other problems, questions, concerns, if you want to know more about this, specifically the new T16, shoot me a PM, post a comment. If you need me to do a teardown of something I didn't do here, I'll do it. It's fine. It's all good. It only takes me a couple minutes. And I'll help you out as best I can. Yeah. All right. I guess that's about it, guys. Cheers.